Hi everyone. So COVID 2019 once again highlighted the need of change leaders in the organization to tackle these changes, be it arising due to internal factors or external factors like COVID. So TISS ODCL has been designed to provide such leaders who can handle the change in organizations across the world. Once again, good evening. My name is Ronak Shah and I welcome all of you to this evening talks with one of the top B school teams. And today we have students from TISS ODCL program. Very few students are aware about that. So our guests are going to give you some really good insights about this program. And I'm sure all of you are excited. Everyone, so can you please show us thumbs up, all those who are present? Yes, hi, I can see plenty of students over here. Good to see all of you. Good evening once again. Hi Ajay. And all those who are present, guys, quickly type something in the chat box so that we can see your names. Yes, hi Ronit. Good evening. Okay, great. Hi Khushi. Agram. Great. So once again, good evening everyone, and I welcome all of you as well as our guest team today from TISS ODCL program. And I'm sure all of you are excited to know about this course. It has been launched just before 2 years, but then there are certain things that you may want to know about this courses, right? So our team will tell you all about this particular course, right? So I quickly welcome our guest from TISS ODCL program. We have Mr. Srijit Menon. We have Ms. Surbi and we have Mr. Suvrat. Hi all of you and welcome to this evening talks on Unacademy CAT4MBA channel. Yes, so why don't you introduce yourself quickly, starting with you, Srijit?
Sure, Anand. Thank you for inviting us, having us over. My name is Srijit. I have close to 5 years of work experience and I'm finally a student at pursuing the master's program at TISS in Organization Development, Change and Leadership. I have previous work experience in project management and consulting. So
that's good. Yes. How about you, Surat?
Hi Ronak and hi everyone. I'm Suvrat Jain and I have 3 years work experience in the aerospace quality domain and supplier management. Okay. I'm a first year student at TISS ODCL.
Great. Okay. How about you, Surbi?
Hi Ronak and hi everyone. So I am Surbi. I have around 32 months of work experience in IT sector. Plus I have work experience in FMCG, manufacturing and aviation sector through the field immersion that is offered. After which I had done summer internship with Amazon and I look forward for the session.
Right. So for all the viewers, guys, we have very diversified, guests with very diversified background. So they have different experience. Someone is from first year, someone is in the second year. So I'm sure you will get all the necessary insights about not only the TISS ODCL program, but about also how to prepare for TISSNET, TISSMAT, what are the cutoffs and what is the eligibility criteria, what are the USP of these courses. So I'm sure once again, you all are, willing to understand all these things so that you can also be part of this prestigious college and program, right? Am I correct? Everyone, quickly show me a thumbs up. Yes. Hi Mohit, Soumya, Biswa, Akshay. Great. Good evening once again, guys. So once again, Suvrat, Srijit and Surbi, ODCL, it stands for organization development and change and leadership, right? Organizational development, change and leadership, right? All the terms are very clear that why this program was created, but can you give some more insights about this program? What is its USP and how it can add value to the industry? What kind of managers are you producing?
Sure. So Ronak, as you rightly said, the course specifically calls out, right, what is the purpose, what is the objective of the course.
Yes.
That is reflected in multiple ways in terms of selection, right? Be the cohort it comes in. So it is not open for freshers. It mandates that people with work experience actually come into the course. That is one way, and there is a reason for it. So largely, if I would give you the genesis of this course per se, this master's program has been like 2 years old, as you rightly put. It started in 2018.
Okay.
But we have had an executive program in organization development and change, right? So that's the first program in India. Our master's program is the first one in India, and it still continues to be. Right?
Okay.
And then postgraduate diploma or a master's master's space. This is the only program in India. The reason for coming up with this course per se was that organizations actually move through a lot of cycles. We call them business cycles, financial cycles, like product cycles, life cycle itself for the organizations. And there are a lot of levers that get pulled and pushed through its span. When a lot of changes happen due to internal factors, external factors, COVID, because nobody was prepared to, there was no contingency plan, there was no change management strategy in place, right? So reports also confirm what you said in the beginning.
Correct.
So we need specialists who actually understands the business functions, domains, across the functions, not just one function. And also the people, and also have the broad behavioral sciences knowledge, who can actually design, execute, and measure these kind of impacts. Also considering in mind what are the impact that it will create, right, for all the stakeholders included. So maybe I make a decision at the top. I'm just trying to put it in a layman's term. I try to, as a CEO, I might say that, okay, this is something that I want to do from tomorrow on in my company.
Okay.
But my one decision might not be restricted to one function. It can affect multiple functions, and also my customers, sustainability, climate change, I don't know. So who actually comes in and says that, no, these are the impacts that are happening, and this is how we should move this strategy forward. So that's exactly where we fit in.
Great. I think you have given very elaborated insight, and I'm sure students would understand, but really interesting questions are coming up. So Sonia is asking, what profiles do you get after the program? Sonia, very much it's there. The guests are going to answer this question because they had anticipated this question, and they are surely going to answer. It's there in the pipeline. And someone is asking about if he or she has a BPO work experience, so what kind of opportunities or what kind of chances she has. So that question will even be addressed. So guys, yes, please be there, and we are going to address all your queries. Please keep posting your queries in the chat box, and our guest will take care of that. So moving forward, can you just quickly highlight, Surbhi, maybe you can tell us what is the eligibility criteria for this particular course?
So the first eligibility, since this is a Master in Arts course, so the first eligibility criteria is one has to have an undergraduate degree, which could be 3 to 4 years of degree, which could be any bachelorate. Second eligibility criteria is to have minimum of 2 years of meaningful work experience, which could be across any sector or private NGO sector. Any sector is okay, but it should be 2 years of meaningful work experience because of the course pedagogy, which is designed as such. So these are the two major parts of it.
Okay. So Surbhi, you mentioned that I need to have my graduation. I should be in the final year, or I should have completed my graduation. And apart from that, I cannot be in final year. Yes, I should have completed my graduation, and I need to have work experience. Is there any percentage criteria? Do I need to have minimum 60% or something? Because it's a Tata Institute, and I have seen when Tata comes for the placements in the colleges, they have that minimum 60% criteria. So is there any percentage-wise criteria?
So for us, it was not there, and such decisions are majorly administrative in nature. So these things would come up through the website. As of now, there was no minimum criteria as far as I remember.
So I'm sure many of the aspirants are hoping that they'll not introduce this new criteria because there are many engineers who are on border.
So it also, focuses a lot on diversity and your general aptitude, which is not always determined by the amount of marks you score.
Okay.
So one can also think it in that approach.
Okay. And Surbhi, so can you also tell us something about TISSNET and TISSMAT? I'm sure most of the students will be aware about this 2 exam, but still there may be few viewers who are new to this particular thing. They might be targeting next year. So can you just once again highlight about this 2 exams, their pattern, and then their cutoffs?
Right. So TISSNET is an exam which is open for all 52 courses in TISS, right?
Okay.
So while you fill the form, you have to select a maximum of 3 courses. So there are total 52 courses. According to your career trajectory that you see, you could select any 3 courses across the 2 campuses. So there are total 4 campuses. However, you could select out of the 2. So there is a different cutoff for every course that you select. So for example, I have selected Social Entrepreneurship and ODCL. I'll give TISSNET, which will be common for both. However, for ODCL, I'll also have to appear for TISSMAT, considering the career part that we see. Now, coming to the structure of TISSNET, it is a 100-mark paper, wherein 40 marks is for GK, 30 marks is for English and 30 marks is for mathematical and mathematical aptitude part. There is no negative marking on this.
Okay.
So it is same for all the 52 courses. While I talk about TISS MAT, it is a 45 question test which has a negative marking. For the last year it was minus 0.25 plus 1 and minus 0.25 and it covers 3 broad sections. Right. So
yeah,
this is
so can you also tell students about the cutoffs exactly?
Yeah. So cutoff, we see a general trend of increase. So for the 2020 batch, it was 67 out of 100.
Okay.
For our batch, it was 67 out of 100, and for Subrat's batch, the current batch, it went to 69.
Okay.
And this, so this is the
and that's very obvious because this program, this ODCL program, I mean, couple of my students are also pursuing that program, and then I heard from them very nice about them. They have got superb packages and superb internship opportunities. So I'm sure it's going to gain more popularity and the cutoffs are going to go up, right? That's what we can say, correct? Okay, so you mentioned about this TISS NET cutoff. What about TISS MAT? What is the ideal score that students should try to get in order to be, safe about crossing that line? Is there some cutoff for TISS MAT also, or it is added to the overall selection weightage?
So TISS MAT scores comes into picture while you clear TISS NET. So the process is you clear TISS NET, then there will be a PIT and PI process, and during that process your TISS MAT score will be considered.
Okay.
So generally at that stage, the overall score is, made available to people. So we do not actually know how much, I think Subrat would be a better person to answer because he had appeared for TISS MAT, it was not there for us.
Yeah.
But TISS MAT is considered during the PIT part of it and not the TISS NET part.
Right, Subrat, so if you can just tell us, because you have just cleared that.
So just like Survi pointed out, the cutoffs that are released, the 69, 67 marks that you just heard of, they are for TISS NET.
Correct.
Right? And once you clear TISS NET, you also appear for TISS MAT. And there is a weightage of 30% for TISS MAT. There's a weightage of 40% for the PIT, which is a pre-interview test. And then there is 30% weightage for the personal interview. And cumulative, that 100% decides whether a cumulative score comes out, which basically, decides whether you get the admission or not.
Okay, so you mentioned about this pre-interview test, right? PIT, which is one of the stages of selection process. Normally we have heard of WAT, but can you just tell us more about what is this PIT and are there any sub-stages in that, or it's a single round writing something? What is that?
Okay, so PIT is, there are individual PITs for any and every program in TISS. So for each and every program that you apply for, you have to give a separate PIT and PI. The PIT can comprise of either a written ability test or a GD Sridhar, can you help me out with the third one?
It could be an essay writing also.
Yeah, I
remember writing essays.
There's also an essay writing part. So there can be a combination of either permutation or combination from those three.
Okay.
And
so
totally
that students will come to know only during the selection process. They'll come to know. They can't anticipate that this is going to be right as part of PI.
Not be anticipated.
So it is always advisable, my viewers, that you be prepared with each of the stage. It can be GD, it can be essay writing, it can be something else, right? As they mentioned. So please make sure that you be prepared with this. Okay. And so Surbi, if you can just tell us about number of seats available and if there is any reservation as of now. Yeah.
The number of seats would be, it would be updated on the website. We anticipate somewhere around 25 to 30 seats. So for our junior batch, it was around 28 or 30 seats. For us, it was 30. So that is there. And the Government of India reservation rules apply, which is around, 15% for SC, 7.5% for ST, 27% for non-creamy layer of OBC, 10% is economically weaker section, 5% is for PWD, 5% is for Kashmiri migrant, and 5% is for armed forces, people associated with those personnel.
Okay.
So this is the general Government of India rules that is also there.
That is being followed. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And Yeah, Subrat, so if you can just tell us about the current batch, I mean current batch in the sense your batch, that is seniors batch and the juniors batch. So can you just tell us about the profile breakup in terms of the background, engineers versus non-engineers, or average years of experience, so that our students can get an idea that what are the chances to get selected in this? I'm sure many are wondering because I think there is no upper limit on the work experience, right? In for this particular program. So many students perceive that I need to have 4-5 years of experience if I wish to get selected in ODCL. Is that the case? And what is the average experience that students over here have?
Okay, so in my batch, we have roughly 25% female candidates who are pursuing the ODCL curriculum today. And also we have people from 9 different sectors.
Okay.
Right. So this encourages diversity in the selection processes, and people have a minimum requirement of 2 years work experience, and as you rightly pointed out, there is no maximum requirement on the work experience as well.
Okay. So what is the average years of work experience that Surat, your batch has, and then maybe Srijit, you can also talk about your batch, so the students will have both the perspective.
So the 2020 to 2022 batch has around 4.5 years average work experience.
4.5 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have an equal number of people who have more than 4 years experience, and we have an equal number of people who have just 2 years experience. So
okay, so everyone with minimum 2 years of experience stand a chance. So it all depends on what kind of profile they have, right, Srijit? You can just tell something more about this.
Absolutely. As Saurabh rightly said, we see an increasing trend here also in terms of work experience, the average work experience of the batch over the years since the program started in 2018. For my batch, which is the final year batch 2019-21 batch, we had a little shy over 3 years of work experience, 37 months to be very precise. With Saurabh's batch, the 22 batch, it has reached 4.5 years, as you rightly said.
Okay.
So I also think that because that's also one of the ideas for having this course, that the maturity of the cohort also plays a role in terms of understanding the curriculum better. And it's a specialized course, right?
Okay.
So I am certainly sorry to all the freshers out there because due to administrative rules we'll not be able to accommodate you guys. You need to have 2 years of work experience, be it in a PSU, be it in an NGO sector, be it in family businesses. It should be a meaningful work experience for 2 years, and you're always welcome to join the program.
Okay, I just want to make one clarification for all the students. Many students perceive that if they started working when they were pursuing their graduation, so in the first year itself they started working, and by the time you complete, you have gained 3 years of work experience. So guys, this work experience is not counted. The work experience should be always after your graduation. It should be full-time work experience for which you should be able to produce the salary slips and all. These are the minimum criteria across the board. Okay, so that's always there. Okay, and Shrindi, if you can also tell us about the fees, placements, and the overall return on investment that students can expect. Just a moment. Before that, those who are freshers, so guys, our guest would also tell you about the other courses at TISS. Like most of you know about HRM and LR, our guests are giving you complete information about ODCL. But if you are fresher, then they'll also tell you something about the other courses like globalization or analytics and social entrepreneurship. So we have kept that in pipeline first. Second, if you are the avid TISS ODCL fan, I'm sure you will start gaining that work experience, the necessary work experience from this point of time onwards. And the inputs from this guest would really be helpful to prepare yourself for this particular college, right? So please be there. Even if you are fresher, you can look forward to this college in future. Okay. Yeah. Srijit, you can go ahead. Thank you. So we were talking about fees.
So this is a self-financed course. So this has got 2 sets of courses. This course comes under School of Management, and it is a self-financed course, right? So the fee for the current year is like 2 lakhs per semester, which is 8 lakhs for the whole course.
Okay.
We have another course also in School of Management, which is analytics course that is also self-financed.
Okay.
So the fee for our ODCL program is 8 lakhs. As of now, I'm just awaiting the notification like you guys that if there is any changes per se. But for the running batch, this is the number. Speaking about placements, we have had a great response from the industry for 2 reasons. One is because our executive program was already there since 2016. We had alums already in the industry who are practicing managers with 10 years and plus experience. referral actually helped us in the whole process per se. So we have just placed one batch. Our seniors have just gone there. I'm part of the second batch, so it is the third batch. So our average salaries have stood at 18 lakhs.
18 lakhs. Just a moment. Have I heard it correctly? 18 lakhs.
18 lakhs. That's the average.
Okay,
yes.
that's a superb ROI, isn't that? I mean, even if you look at IIMs and all, they have 1:1. This is what 2.5:1, isn't that? That's good.
Correct. That's correct, Ronak. I mean, that's one angle to that, right? ROA is the one dimension to that. I think companies also value work experience and the domain expertise that the students bring in, because there is nobody in the class who does not have 2 years of work experience. So I'm investing that much of money as CTC, I get this much, right? So that's one metric also companies look at. So that is, yeah. And in terms of sectors, we have been fortunate to have consulting companies. Consulting is the major profile role. I'm just trying to pick that question from the chat. So what I see is that consulting is a larger area where our students have got for the final placements. The next big thing for us is IT/ITES. Our batches are also having a right distribution of engineering, manufacturing, and IT/ITES heavy. So I would say 60% of the batch rightly fits into these profiles. And then comes consulting. So these are the areas where we have gone. We have obviously had recruiters from pharma, we have had recruiters from FMCG, and we still continue to have recruiters now because we are running our summers for Surat's batch, and the association goes on. So we are expecting something new because it also gives us some point check on it, like how is the market responding for COVID-19? That's something we are looking at.
Yeah, that's really good. So I'm sure many students have got some valuable insights on this front also. So Srijit, can you also tell us about the internship opportunities that students get? Because I have heard that in TISS you get multiple internship and project opportunities, and they fall in various categories. So is it even the case for this program? And what kind of internship opportunities are you getting? Then what kind of stipends are being offered? Can you just throw some light on that?
Sure. So one big thing that everybody wants while they go for a B school is a summer internship, right?
Absolutely.
So we obviously have that covered. As part of the curriculum also, by design of the program and the pedagogy, we have something called as a field internship or a field work.
Correct.
So the idea of conception of this 1 month stint is that you get tagged to an organization, you go there, you apply your learnings from class. And the catch for us here is that because we come with work experience, we have seen companies open to give us live projects. So they're it's like calling back some employee, right, with some work experience. So we have been fortunate in that end. So this actually happens every semester. So it's like you do one field immersion one semester. So across 4 semesters you have 4 field immersions. You have one summer internship opportunity, which gets converted into a PPO, PPI, which we've seen with the seniors, our batch also.
Correct.
And then there is something called as leadership as a service project. So while the field immersion keeps tag of all the organized sectors, right, the big corporates, etc., leadership as service is something that covers the unorganized sector. So I get tagged to an NGO, I get tagged to an unorganized sector, a forum, right, wherein I can go ahead and deliver my learnings and help them be better. So ultimately, the deliverables are important. So personally, I would say if anybody who's considering other B schools in the country, I don't think this kind of wide exposure in 2 years, that's something that you will get. This is my personal bet, and that's one of the reasons I joined this program. And also, it also gives you a perspective wherein where do I want to go, right? Because the 4 field immersions will never be in the same organization, will never be in the same sector also.
Absolutely.
So it is like so before you go for the finals and that interview call, you're very sure I want this sector, I don't want this sector, or I know this much about the sector and this is what I've done. So it actually adds a lot of value.
So you can do lots of trial and error during your internships and projects.
Absolutely.
And then by the time you are ready for the summers, you're very sure that okay, fine, this is the industry or this is the sector in which I want to grow. Right. And I think one of the reasons why this TISS ODCL students can be the first choice of many companies for as an interns, because they are getting ready professionals, right? You all have work experience. So yeah, I mean, the companies are getting corporate citizens, ready-made corporate citizens, isn't that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So probably that could be the reason. Excellent. Yeah. So now, since you have already mentioned about internship, which is one of the USP of TISS ODCL program, right? So Surbhi, can you also tell us about the complete pedagogy of this TISS ODCL program? I mean, what is the course structure and what is a typical day at this particular campus virtually, even if virtually? And then maybe you can mention about some other USPs, guys.
Any organization, I see it in three ways. One is, management related knowledge. Another one is people related knowledge, right? So if you look at the ODCL pedagogy, across the 4 semesters, we focus on 4 different functions, which is operations, HR, marketing and finance. Along with it, the ODCL part is also there. So first semester is more towards organization development. Second semester and third semester is more towards change management related courses and consulting courses. The final semester is more towards leadership related courses. So this covers both management knowledge and people knowledge. Plus, if I explain it in a very layman's language, we use behavioral sciences to implement intervention. So we also have such courses wherein we focus on psychology, sociology things, part of it as well. So it is a very diverse pedagogy system, I could say, and it focuses more towards experiential learning than the normal textbook or one-way sort of learning. And plus, people having so much diversity in their work experience and their education qualification, it is more of peer learning also that helps us.
Right. So Srijit, since you are also in second year, so in your this last 1.5 year that you have been with TISS, what other extracurricular things that you do apart from academics, if you can just tell us? And then maybe Surat, you can also throw some light if you have some forums and something else that you do beyond studying and projects and all.
Absolutely. So one thing, Ronak, is that because we come with work experience, we also are very keen to understand what the industry is going through, right? So we conduct something called as an ODX. So we have taken the panel from TEDx. We have done an organization development X. So that's a series of talks that we have with the senior industry leaders. Not only for the cohort, but it is an open forum that we host for everybody in TISS and also outside. So we have alums coming in, we have other industry people also coming in. So we hold panel discussions and talks in terms of relative to the subject as such. That's one part to it. Second is that we have something called as OD Cafe. OD Cafe is our pet consulting club and the initiative for the batch, wherein we're fortunate to have live consulting projects from recruiters and companies. So which is in the space of learning and organization, the L&OD space. And we actually give them the deliverable. We as a collective, do the work and give it back. That's another way. Another activity I would say last year, because it's virtual, it is not happening this year, not in December. Last year we hold something called as Transcendence, which is an international conference. So that covers organization development, learning, change management across. So it's like, a 3-day program which filled with keynote addresses, panel discussions, all of that. So that's how we take care of that part. This obviously, we have a lot of other opportunities in terms of activities and clubs, right? Cultural competitions, case study competitions is something that we take part in. We do that as small pet club initiatives. So these are largely that, and campus obviously it even has an animal care club. So this is not just for ODCL course, but this also has an animal care club. So we are active in all those spaces. Virtual, I just think that Sumrat would be missing that. He's still not there, not seeing it in campus. But those are other areas that we have in this.
Correct. Okay, so many students are asking for your suggestions about how to prepare for TISSNET and TISSMAT. So just want to assure my viewers that guys, we have that even on cards, right? So all our guests are going to share their experience. How did they prepare TISSNET and TISSMAT? How did they clear it? What was their strategy? How many months of efforts they put? But before we go ahead and before I come to you, Surat, I just want to show our viewers something that we on Unacademy, we provide them the complete platform to prepare for all the entrance exam, and TISSNET being one of them. So guys, let me just take you quickly through certain slides where you will get an idea what all we have to offer you. So the first thing is we have weekly national scholarship test. Everyone, many of you may not be aware about that. So first thing that I'll recommend is all those who are watching us live right now, make sure that you have pressed that subscribe button over there on this channel so that you will get a notification about all our sessions. I'll tell you about what kind of faculties do we have on this channel, and we are teaching everything completely at a free of cost, because Unacademy is India's largest online free learning platform. Okay, so we are conducting every Sunday at 5 p.m. 5 to 6 p.m. we are conducting this free national scholarship test. Anyone can enroll for this, and you stand a chance to win prizes. What kind of prizes, guys? So first 10 students get, first 10 rankers get 5,000 Amazon vouchers, next 20 rankers get 3,000, and next 20 gets 2,000. So everyone, this is a superb opportunity to assess your preparation. Okay, so throughout the week you can learn with us, and on Sunday you can assess your preparation. Apart from that, I'll also suggest that note down this Telegram group ID. Guys, you can be part of this Telegram group where you will get notification about various sessions that I am conducting. So I teach students quant and LRDI subjects, and we have other 6 educators, and they are the best of the educators in the country, and all of them are teaching on this platform, YouTube platform. So if you want to attend our sessions, you can quickly subscribe to this group. Apart from that, what you can do is you can download this Unacademy learning app from Play Store and select your goal as CAT. All the entrance exams are covered under this CAT goal, and then you can go to special classes, and then you can search for my profile by the name Ronak Kumar Shah, or you can just type Ronak Shah and you'll be able to see my profile. You can just press the follow button. So whatever free sessions I'm conducting on Unacademy learning app, you will also get notification about that. So this is how you can keep learning, and you can make sure that you are very well prepared for this TISSNET and other MBA entrance exams. Okay, so please do it. And these are my sessions. I'm conducting daily live sessions on YouTube, even on Unacademy learning app. So these are my timings on which you can attend the sessions. Okay, so yes, coming back to you gentlemen, starting with you, Suvrat. So if you can just tell us, how did you prepare for your TISSNET, because you have just cleared it? Yes.
Okay. So as you know, TISSNET and TISSMAT cover some broader topics apart from the general LRDI and quant and aptitude, etc. So you also have general awareness, which a lot of people are quite scared of.
Correct.
So
that's
for me, even I was quite scared of it. However, I as an individual, I've had a habit of reading the newspapers.
Okay.
So your white papers and your orange papers, they help you a lot, and I can't stress it how much more. But they help you actually to clear these general awareness tests. However, if you I went through the Unacademy syllabus and that portal about this as well, and even that is quite comprehensive and should be very good for the students.
Okay, fine. Yeah, what are your views, Surbhi, on this about preparation? How did you prepare? How many months did you spend? If you can just tell about that.
I was working while preparing, so it was 4 tasks together. I see it in 2 aspects. One is the content knowledge part of it. Another one is nudging yourself for continuation, right? The continuous study part of it, so that you don't lose on the tempo. Now, where platforms like Unacademy help us to get to understand what your peers are doing through the kind of questions they ask, or the kind of discussions that take place. So for the content and nudging part, this was what I used to do. I did not take a gap, or there was no time allocated. I used to find time and I used to study. Basically, the only bottleneck I faced as a challenge on similar terms as Subrat was the general knowledge part of it, since it is not just current affairs but all static GK also that comes together.
Okay.
Right? So reading helps. Plus, so if you attend the paper very strategically, you would understand that method of elimination also helps, since there is no negative marking in TISSNET.
Okay.
So if you read a lot, it somewhere gets saved in your memory, and you could have always used the method of elimination to understand which all options would fit in and which won't. So just watching a lot of videos and reading, the way everyone has a different style of learning, right?
Yeah, Surbhi, so can you tell us exactly how many months before you started reading newspaper? I mean, did you plan for TISSNET or did you start your TISSNET preparation, and particularly this newspaper reading a year ago, 2 years ago, or you have been reading newspaper? I mean, since your graduation days, what was the case?
So this is a difficult question to answer because this cannot be prescriptive in nature, right? So everyone will have a very different style of learning.
Okay.
Many of us, like me, are not good fans of reading stuff. So I preferred watching a lot of videos.
Achha.
So those things also, like while traveling or just while relaxing, you watch videos and somehow get saved in your unconscious mind.
So I think
that helped me. Whereas I see for Subrat, he was good at reading.
Okay, fine. So in case this is for our viewers, okay, guys, even if you don't like reading newspapers, right, there is another way. So on Unacademy CAT4MBA channel, we have started a series, a test series of GK on this YouTube itself. So every day our GK experts conduct a quiz, and they give you sufficient input about the the questions asked. So the best you can do is you can just attend these quizzes. So once again, if you have subscribed to this channel, you will get notification about this quizzes. It's happening once in the morning and once in the evening, right? I think that would be helpful, Surbi. Probably, if those who do not like reading, right? Yeah, Srijit, how about you? How was your preparation went?
So, I mean, just like what Surbi said, I was also working when I started preparing. Skimming through the newspaper is a habit every morning. So that helped me cover some ground. So when I decided that I'll make the application, what I did is it was a 5-day work week for me in the firm. So every Saturday and Sunday, I made it a religious effort to go through the previous papers, right? So for 1 year, or Hindu newspaper to be very specific, and a few other publications that normally the UPSC civil servants actually go for. So one thing that if I may share with you guys is because Tata Institute is a social sciences institute, right? If you see, I cannot say that anything can be asked, right? Anything can be asked under the sun, or even within the sun also these days. But anything that has a social relevance, there is a movement, something that speaks about India, its culture, its all of that stuff, which is quite relevant for us as a society. Please make a note of that.
Okay.
So that is one thing you should certainly read. Even if you're not reading about sports or what happens in the other continents, but these things about India will be very handy. So I literally used to create a notebook. So I had a notebook by the time I was ready for the exam that I used to flip pages and go through. I think rather than using that objective type of methodology, if you're able to read, I think that will help you in the interview also, because these interviews are largely structured in terms of it is not a right or wrong question. They just want to see what you think and what is your opinion about it. It could be wrong, it could be right. But what is the thought process that you're applying? So I think the socially relevant issues is something that you should certainly read. If not for GK, it will certainly help you in the interview.
Okay.
And also, of course, I would not want to know more about India, right? So it helps that way also.
Great. Okay. And yes, so guys, now let's talk about, we have talked sufficient about this TISS NAT, TISS MAT, paper pattern, how to prepare that and all. Now let's go to the next part. If I talk about personal interview, right? So what is the key to success in personal interview for TISS institutes, particularly ODCL program? What do they look for? Of course, you have mentioned they are going to ask you anything related to social relevance, but then if you just want to elaborate a little more, starting with you, Surbi, if you can just tell us that how can students prepare for interview? Any specific tips?
So this is a difficult question to answer because I have not been in their shoes to exactly know what, and plus the panels change every year. However, while we read the course, we understand that certain things that one should always have is a broad view of perspective. Second thing could be thought process, how you see things, right? Okay. And a business plus humane side of it. So I think these three things for me, I think this could have worked. Again, since all of us have faced interview in different panels, the expectations differ. And this is something I thought while I read the course, and I could align my interview to the course. And this could be, this is how I see it.
Yeah, so Subrat, let me make question a little more clear for you, right? So when you appeared for the interview, since all the candidates coming for TISS ODCL interview, they have work experience. So did they ask you about your work experience, and was it something like that 50% of the time the questions were about your work experience?
So I cannot say about all the interviews, but for my interview specifically, I can definitely say that I was asked a lot about my work experience. And they see the thought process and the relatability. So, I am not from a OD background. I am from a technical background. But they try to see the relatability that I can, show to the current field that I'm trying to pursue. And that is very important. And apart from that, what I feel is they also see how truthful we are to ourselves and about ourselves. That is also something very crucial for TISS.
Okay. And yeah, Srijit, if you can also share your experiences and your views.
Sure, Ronak. One thing that I would like to highlight here is that there's something called as a detailed answer DAP form, detailed application form. That is part of the. So once you are done with this net, there is something called as the DAP that you have to complete, and that is being given before your interview.
Yeah, just a moment. Sorry, Srijit, there is some disturbance. Can you just check your connection? Some noises are coming, probably. Yeah, if you can speak now.
Is it better?
No, it's still coming. Some noises are coming, I believe, when you speak. You can just check, pull out your microphone and just insert it once again, headset.
Is it better, Ronak?
No, there is still some noises, but it's okay, because just see if something has changed in between so that students can clearly hear you. Okay.
Sure, I'll try to be a little louder. So there is something called as the detailed application form, which is, we call it by the pet name DAF, right?
Okay.
So once it completes the TISSNet initial eligibility test is over, you complete the form. So that is basically your horoscope, right? Since day one of your birth in the world, what all things that you have done, which all schools that you have attended, everything including work experience gets captured in that form. And that form actually forms a basis for a few questions in the interview. I cannot name a percentage, but I said, let's say around 25% of the questions comes from what is the background that you come from and where do you want to go. Another thing, so certainly for ODCL course at least, is that how aware were you about your organization and your role, right? So I might be a marketing person, I might be a HR person, but in the company, did I know about my industry sector, what the company is going through, and where exactly I was? That is something, the relatability part is very, very important. And am I also aware of what is happening around me? So this could be from the social standpoint, it could be from the business standpoint. These are largely the scales what we get assessed for. And of course, let me tell you, there are a lot of situation-based questions that you'll be more than happy to be made the CEO of a company, and then you have to hire people, fire people. Why would you want to do that? Why will you not do that? So it's largely about what you think, right? And why do you want to do that? So that is certainly there.
Right. Yeah. So even your reading habit comes very handy over there, even while tackling interview, right? If you have broader perspective about all the areas, be it technology, be it business, be it social issues, that would definitely help, right? Okay. And yeah, so before we take up some questions from the chat box, I request all of you, all my guests to provide some more information about other courses, so that those who are freshers and those who are willing to take up admission this year, they can get some helping hand from you. Starting with you, Surbhi, if you can just tell us about one of the courses that you are familiar with because your friends are there or something. Yeah, Surbhi, your...
So firstly, there are total of...
Yes.
So there are total 52 courses, out of which in the School of Management, we have 4 courses, right? So, 5 courses.
5 courses.
One is added just last year.
Correct.
Yeah. So we have the traditional HRM and LR course. Then we have Social Entrepreneurship, Globalisation and Labour. The newest course that is added is MS in Analytics and ODCL, right? So personally for me, I think ODCL and Analytics is something that we see a very increasing requirement in market.
Okay.
So these are the 2 courses that personally I would have preferred. Now coming to things that are common amongst all of us is the foundation courses, right? So there are certain subjects that all of us learn, which is more towards how the society works and how could we apply the business knowledge. So any business leader should know about society, and that is what differentiates TISS from other institutes.
So Surbhi, is it something like this that the first year is common for all the students across the courses, or first semester is common? Is there something like that?
No. So minimum of two courses are common for all of us. That is covered across the 2 semesters.
Okay.
Then there are other courses also common, like for example, we also study analytics, right? However, the focus on the subject would be much more and in depth for the people who are studying analytics as a course.
Specialization.
Right. So there is always a mismatch that is there. However, the depth of knowledge differs while it comes to different courses.
Okay, fine. Yeah, Srijit, if you can just tell if you are aware about this particularly social entrepreneurship course, because analytics, I'm sure students would be aware about that, and that's quite gaining popularity. But what about this globalization and social entrepreneurship course? Who should pursue those courses?
I mean, so anybody who is inclined towards, so I also personally feel that, India link, we call it, rather than the corporate houses, India lives in its villages, like Mahatma Gandhi once said, and the real development that happens there actually gets reflected in the economy. So people who are really interested, who are problem solvers, who actually want to take up a developmental question and, really make a change there, those people are the perfect people for social entrepreneurship. The idea of the course is to create an ecosystem and also social entrepreneurs in the country. Globalisation and Labour, this course actually works with the non-membership groups and forums across in industries as such. People who see themselves want to venture into that career line can opt. Analytics, it's one of the hot cakes in the market as of now, with data being the new oil and everything gets represented. So this is largely where the institute has also positioned in terms of trying to strike a balance with what is the need for the market. And so just to tell you, I mean, I was also not aware, and we were pleasantly surprised as a group that the World Economic Forum report that has recently come out, October 2020 edition, organization development specialists are going in demand. The top 20 job roles that is required across the world. So
and HRM is going down.
Yeah. So that's something. There are a few other roles that has been going down, like ops and others. You should certainly read the report. So because your career is something that's gonna run. It's a marathon. It's not like you do one master's and that's it. But it's gonna be long, right? 30-35 years of a career that's ahead. So yeah.
Absolutely.
So I was happy to see this. That Institute has already taken a call on having these kind of courses there. Already.
Yes. Okay. So now before we wind up, just I saw many students ask about this thing, that what kind of, what were the major recruiters in ODCL this year? So if you can just highlight few names. Once again, I think you have already spoken about that. But if we just talk about the recruiters and the industry sector and the profiles being offered. So once again, if you can highlight as part of the winding notes, that would be really helpful to the viewers.
Right. So Ronak, largely I can speak about the sectors. The reason for sectors, there is a diversity in sectors in terms of hiring is because the cohort also comes from diverse sectors. Right? Okay. So we don't have one fit that fits all. So everybody gets a share. We've been fortunate to have pharma, the leading branch of pharma companies in India, who has given us PPOs. Our seniors are working there. Then we have FMCG companies, ITs, few conglomerates and corporate houses in India who are the major recruiters. We have had Big Four and the consulting companies hire from us because there are people again from that background. I'm just telling out the sectors combined from the final and also the summer internship standpoint. Another interesting question was the roles. Yes. This course is cut out to make people who will do well in business partnering, learning and organizational development, business operations excellence, consulting, project management office, the PMO role that we call, right, the CEO strategy office or something of that sort, and change management, process management professionals. Okay. So anywhere in the organization that you have a change initiative that needs to be executed, designed, developed, we fit in that side. Another diverse area that I see coming up, especially for organization development, is coaching. Right? Okay. So I'm not sure. I mean, few of my classmates would be like node coaches for business leaders as such. So that is also one element that is covered in the curriculum, and that's what the roles are. Yeah.
Yeah, and Surat, if you can just tell us, Surat or Surbhi, maybe you can tell us. So, is the placement cell students driven? Like in many colleges, top-notch colleges, I've seen that students are part of the placements team and they approach corporates, they invite them. So, for example, if I am from pharma background and till last year none of the pharma company came, so I can take the initiative of inviting pharma company. So, do we have this kind of opportunity at TISS ODCL program?
Yeah, so the not just the placement cell, but all other clubs and cells also are students driven.
Okay.
There is an administrative support to it, but then the autonomy lies with the student. In fact, the summer internship part of it or the career part of it is not evaluated by the institute. So if I wish not to, pursue a summer internship, rather focus on some other aspirations that I have, I am free to do so. Okay. And that part of it is ensured that I get a business exposure through the field immersions, right? So there are students in TISS who do not opt for summer internship, rather focus on some initiative that they planned as a career, for example, entrepreneurship or any such roles.
Okay. So students active involvement is also there, right?
Yeah.
Fine. So I think I can see that your other classmates are helping students address their queries in the chat box. So I'm hardly left with any query because everything has been covered in the chat box. Your active team member are answering that question. I think Mohit, Omkar, all of them are actively answering the queries. So I'm sure my viewers that your queries are addressed by the team ODCL, and now you would have got much better insights and much better information rather about this program. So don't be driven by perceptions, rather make your informed decision. That's what I can say. And yes, once again, I'd like to thank all of you, those who are present, Surbhi, Srijit and Suvrat, and also those who are helping over there to the students, the viewers through the chat box. So yeah, once again want to thank you for being here and helping Unacademy CAT4MBA channel students to get their doubts addressed. Yes, and I look forward to have one more session after TISSNET exam when students actually gear up for PIT and PI. So guys, please take out some time and help students even at that point of time, because they'll really need your inputs at that point of time.
Sure. We are always there in case the aspirants need.
Yes.
And we would also like to wish them happy Dussehra, and may your preparation, health all prosper well.
Great. Yes, my viewers, happy Dussehra to all of you, and to my guest also, happy Dussehra, everyone. And yeah, let's stay connected and let's keep helping students. And students, let's prepare well and let's crack it on Unacademy platform. So make sure that all of you have subscribed to this channel, and also you have downloaded this Unacademy learning app so that you can keep learning with us. You can also join my Telegram group. It's Unacademy_Ronak Shah. I have already displayed earlier. So please make sure that you are connected with me through this group. Thank you, guest, and thanks everyone for joining tonight. If you have any other query, please type it after the session. Please type it in the comment section and we will revert with our expert's opinion. Thank you everyone. Good night. Bye-bye.